Hello, my name's Taylor, and I'm a 29-year-old homeowner. I'm very privileged to be in this position, especially with the current state of the American economy. I am nothing but blessed to be in the position that I'm in. Unfortunately, though, my husband doesn't feel the same way. He's very cynical, and because he's a man, he's quite proud. I work a better job than him, and that also grinds his gears, seeing as he is working at a low-paying job at the moment. He's quite frustrated with his situation, and it didn't help that his mother kept belittling him and rubbing salt in his wounds. When are you going to get a real job? Why can't you be like Ricky? He's so good at what he does. That's why he's moving on up to be the coup of his company, and you're stuck working as a manager for that local grocery store. Pathetic. Mom, you don't have to say all that. It's uncalled for. I'll say whatever I want. He needs to get his act together. Mom, please stop. This is how their conversations would normally go. And as you can imagine, it began to weigh in on my husband's pride, so much so, to the point that he even lied and said that he owned the house instead of me. Yeah, Mom, so the house is under my name. I used my funds and finally got a house. I'm a homeowner now. Oh, that's great. So now you'll get a better job, right? It doesn't work like that, I think. I just resent you for wasting your time in university. You could have gotten a good degree and a good job like your brother. Now, how are you going to maintain this big house if you're still working that low-paying job? Taylor will help out, Mom. Great. Now, as a grown man, you're relying on your wife to be the breadwinner and the one taking care of the house. You disgust me. Even though Gordon was lying about who owned the house, I let him have this little win so that his mother could respect him even just a little bit. But I see now that was a grave mistake, as he has now used this pass that I gave him as a pass for being rude and disrespectful towards me. In an attempt to boost his ego and manhood, he would be extra aggressive and domineering whenever his mother would come around. He would boss me around to show his mother that he was the one in charge, when in reality it was because of me that he was living such a nice life in such a nice house. Because I was his wife and I was kind and compassionate, I would play along and succumb to his dominance because I didn't want his mother reminding him how much of a loser he actually was. But there was a day when things started to take a turn for the worse. Taylor, get down here now. My mom is here and she needs food and a foot massage. I rushed down to find my mother-in-law and Gordon talking. Don't just stand there looking stupid. Do what you were told. Sure thing, sweetie. It's so nice to see that you've finally got some strength and willpower to act like a man. I'm even surprised that Taylor lets you speak to her that way, considering she's the one who makes the most money. Yes, but I'm the one who owns the house, so she has to respect me. I would always internally roll my eyes whenever he'd say this. It just irked me how entitled he would act, but I know that it was at least helping him rebuild his relationship with his mother. Gordon always tells me how he used to be super close with his mom, but ever since he dropped out of college to follow some investment scheme that his friends were promoting, their relationship was never the same. She strongly advised against it, but he, being stubborn as ever, wanted to pursue the get-rich-quick scheme. As with most of these schemes, it turned out to be a scam, and by the time Gordon realized everything, he was too broke and discouraged to attend and finish college. Ever since then, he's been trying to get back in his mother's good graces, but she oftentimes shuns him and relies on the success of her other son, Ricky. Oh, I forgot to mention, Ricky will be joining us for dinner. Come, Taylor, let's go prepare some food. He must be exhausted working all day at that big corporate firm. Ugh, whatever. Mariana would also be groan in my ear about how useless her son is whenever she'd get the chance. Sometimes Gordon would even catch wind of these conversations. She didn't really do much to hide her gossiping, and would subsequently grow even angrier and more domineering to show people that he has control over his household. You might be wondering how and why I was patient in all of this, as this little shtick had been going on for 8 months. But my patience and understanding wore thin once this happened. Mariana and I were in the kitchen, and she was going off again about how disappointed she is in her son. It's just so sad having a loser for a son. Yes, I'm sure it is. Honestly, you're better than me. I would have left him a long time ago if I was you. I never knew what to do at these moments. I couldn't exactly agree with her, but I also couldn't disagree, so I would answer with something generic. A couple of hours went by, and the beloved Ricky came over, being greeted by a very bitter Gordon. Ricky made his way to the kitchen to greet us. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Mom. Oh, my sweet baby, welcome. You've come just in time. Let's set up the table. We have to tell Gordon soon because this is getting out of hand. Tell Gordon what? Oh, dear, you'll learn soon enough. Us coming here wasn't just a friendly visit. We're here to talk to you both about something important. I was obviously confused and slightly anxious. Whatever could they want to talk about? After the table was set and we had said grace, Mariana decided to speak up about her true intentions for coming over that day. I would like to say something. In fact, Ricky and I have been speaking for some time about this matter, and I think it's time that we bring it to your attention, Gordon. Yes, as you're well aware, your current employment level isn't really sustaining. Don't mince your words, Ricky. Gordon, what Ricky is trying to say is that because you work at such a terrible job, it doesn't make sense for you to have this house. Both Gordon and I gulped. We'd been caught. You cannot continue to have this house. Well, you can't continue to have it under your name at least. You see, being a homeowner is a big deal, and we don't want to have to see you take out a mortgage or have the house repossessed because your current lifestyle, frankly, doesn't match this one. So I thought it'd be best if your older brother holds on to the title deed and puts his name on it, just so that we can avoid problems. What? What? I'm afraid that can't happen. Why not? We're doing what's best for you, Gordy. I'm not a child, Mom. I can handle owning a house. I don't need you viewing me as some pity project. Oh, Gordon, don't be like that. Go get the title deed for me. Let's talk about it and review some details. Again, Gordon and I gulped. Mariana and Ricky obviously don't know that I'm the actual owner of the house. If they saw the title deed, they'd lose their minds, and Gordon would officially be a pariah in his own family. At the same time, however, I realized that this was a lie that was reaching the end of its secrecy. I sent a knowing look to Gordon. Actually, Mariana, Ricky, thanks so much for bringing this up. I guess it's finally time for us to come clean about everything. Come clean about what? What's going on? Well, you see, the thing is that we've been hiding something for a while. Oh? Yes, the truth is, we don't have the title deed. I looked at Gordon confused and a bit hurt that he wouldn't just come clean, as this seemed like the perfect time to do it. Sure, it would be uncomfortable to address such an awkward secret, but at least he would keep his integrity and dignity intact. We must have lost it when we were moving things around in the attic, and you know, that place is just filled to the brim with our junk, so it must be up there somewhere. Come on, Gordon. As a homeowner, you should know to keep those types of documents safe. Well, what did you expect from your baby brother? He's practically helpless. How he even got a house is a mystery to me. I'll find it. Just give me a couple of days to get everything sorted. Well, all right. That puts a damper on things. We were really hoping to get the process done as soon as possible, but fine. Find the documents and let us know the minute you get them, okay? Sure. Now let's dig in. Everyone ate and conversed, but I, on the other hand, was quiet. I just couldn't believe that Gordon did this to me. This was his opportunity to come clean, but he took the easy way out and added another lie on top of his other lie. And you know what they say about lies? The deeper you get into them, the harder it is to get out. Once we had all finished eating and Mariana and Ricky had left, I decided to confront Gordon about his foolish decision to dig himself deeper into his lies. Really, Gordon? What? It had to be done. I had no choice. There is always a choice, Gordon. You've been in this life for so long, the truth is bound to come out sooner or later. I don't need you telling me what to do, Taylor. I'm a grown man. Then act like it. Man up and own up to your actions. That's manlier than holding on to a lie. You know what, Taylor? Get off my back. You want to act as if you're the queen of everything, bossing me around and telling me what to do. You are nothing without me. Don't you know that? Excuse me? I beg to differ, babe. Whose name is on the title deed? Because it isn't yours. Well, maybe it ought to be. I can't believe you spoke to me that way. How dare you? Listen here, you ungrateful, spoiled brat. I'm the man of this household, and I will do whatever I want. I don't give a damn about your name being on the title deed. This is my house, and what I say goes. Now, I'm going to get the title deed and change the name to mine. That process should take about 5 to 6 weeks, I believe. I'll just tell Mom that it took a bit longer than expected. Now go and get the deed right now. I was too stunned to speak. Never in our 4 years of marriage did Gordon speak to me in that way. Clearly his frustrations had gotten the better of him, and his constant seek of approval from his mother led him to lash out at me, but it wasn't an excuse to talk to me like I was a child. One thing about me, I'm very meticulous and thorough when it comes to revenge. Some people even call me petty, but I don't care. Tit for tat. So, at that moment, I knew that biting back and doubling down wouldn't benefit us. We'd just end up in a screaming contest that would lead to even uglier things being said. Instead, I composed myself and did as I was told, all the while thinking and pondering on what I was going to do to teach this ungrateful man a lesson. I went to our home office and sifted through the files that were in the cabinet. Because I'm a responsible homeowner, the deed was very easy to find. Instead of giving it to him, I decided to photocopy the document. Although it was photocopied, it obviously was not a replica of the original document, with the colored stamps and other details. The photocopy only produced a black and white version, which looked very illegitimate, but I had a plan. I put the photocopied deed into his work bag, and then I put the real version into my special safe that Gordon didn't know I had. I then approached him and said, I took the liberty of putting the deed in your work bag for tomorrow. I know you have to go early, so I just prepped that for you. You'll find it in there. Great. I'll have to contact the title company to begin the process. The next day came around, and while I was at work, I got a call from Gordon. Babe, you put a photocopied version of the title deed into my bag. I need the real one for the process. Oh, did I? Silly me. The guy here thinks I'm an idiot, and he's refusing to help me with the photocopied version. Additionally, since it's your name on the title deed, I think it would be best if you're also part of the process. Unlike you, some of us have strenuous jobs that require our full time and attention. Arrange a proper meeting so that we can discuss this. What did you just say to me? Do you want my help or not? I knew that he was livid after what I just said to him, but I didn't care. I wasn't going to let our argument slide. He had to be put in his place at this moment. I was done helping him out. So I allowed myself to be petty and do some jabs every now and then, especially now, considering he needed my help now more than ever. Yes, I need your help. Fine. I'll sort out everything. Okay, cool. Bye. Things between Gordon and I were turning sour, and that was simply because I was no longer being passive and nice when it came to his rude behavior. I was going to teach this man a lesson he'd never forget. A week had gone by, and Gordon was determined to find this title deed. He turned the office inside out, upside down, but he couldn't find the deed anywhere. He turned to the attic, knowing full and well that the title deed couldn't be up there. But desperate times, am I right? Gordon spent the next week searching ceaselessly in that big and cluttered attic. He even took off time from work just to do this. Part of me felt bad, letting him search day in and day out in a place that definitely did not have the title deed. But then I remembered all the horrid things he had said to me, and I no longer felt as bad. Gordon was dodging phone calls from my mother-in-law as well as avoiding Ricky because he knew that his deadline of a couple of days was long overdue. Another week went by, and Mariana and Ricky both called me one evening. "Hello, dear, how are you?" "I'm well, thanks. I hope you two are well, too." "No, dear, we're not. Gordon hasn't been reachable. I don't know if he's been telling you, but we've been trying to contact him about the title deed." "Oh, I'm all too aware of him dodging your calls." "Is everything okay?" "No, actually, you see, he still hasn't found it." "Oh, my goodness, how awful. That boy needs to get his act together." "That's the same thing I told him, but he's not listening to me." "See, Ricky, even sweet and lovely Taylor has had enough. That's it. We have to take matters into our own hands at this point. Tell Gordon that Ricky and I will be coming over tomorrow to help him look for the deed. Tell him to take the day off. It's not like he's doing anything important anyways." "Mom, I don't think that would be necessary. Let's just give him more time." "I'm done waiting. Do you know how long it takes for these things to be processed? The sooner we get this done, the better. Taylor, you tell that boy to be prepared for a long day of searching because I'm tired of waiting." "Will do, Mom." Except I didn't. I wanted Gordon to be bombarded. He was already planning on taking yet another day off from work that day. But that day he wanted to rest since he'd been searching for a long time. So imagine his surprise when he was woken up by a very angry mother and brother looking down at him with disappointment. "So you're sleeping instead of working on what needs to be found. Unbelievable." "I gotta say, little bro, it's not a good look at all. We both took off time from our busy schedules to help you, and you're here fast asleep." What? What's going on?" "We told Taylor that we'd be coming here to help you, but it seems like you don't want us to." No, Taylor didn't tell me anything." "Don't blame Taylor. She's been holding down the fort for such a long time, and maybe if you answered our calls, we wouldn't have had this issue." "Why weren't you answering our calls?" "I was just busy." "Busy sleeping, it seems. Anyways, get up. We have to get started." "Actually, no, you don't have to get started because I have the deed with me." Everyone's heads turned in my direction. I was standing in the doorway listening to everything that was happening. I wasn't going to let Ricky and Mariana belabor themselves by wasting time looking for something that didn't need to be looked for. I decided to do the right thing and come clean, as well as simultaneously embarrass my husband for the horrid things he said to me. "Why didn't you tell me that they were coming over? You know I've been exhausted from searching all the time. And what was it you just said? You have the deed?" "Why didn't you say anything?" "Because there is something that all of you need to know." "Don't you dare." "The truth is that Gordon doesn't own this house. I do." "What?" "What? It's my name that's on the deed, not Gordon's. He's been lying to you all this time, and I was complicit in the lie because I loved him. But lately, he's been acting like a real jerk, so I thought it would be best if you all knew the truth." "Gordon, is this true?" "No, Mom, she's lying." "Lying even after getting caught? Wow, you really are pathetic." I handed the document over to Mariana and Ricky for them to assess. It was the real document after all, so they had no reason to doubt it. And right there on the page was my name, stating clearly that I was the owner of the house. All this time, you lied to us for all this time, Gordon? Really?" "I don't even know what to say at this point. But I do. Gordon, you are pathetic. So don't try and convince yourself that you're not. You have the gall, for whatever reason, to attack me and say that I'm nothing without you when you're the one who needs me? Wait, he said that? Yes, that day when you came over and proposed that the name on the title deed be changed. He said a lot of hurtful things. You know I didn't mean it, Taylor. Why would you go ahead and do this to me? You're my wife. Oh, I thought I was ungrateful. I thought I was a spoiled brat. This is how ungrateful spoiled brats act, sweetie. Mom, I can explain. No, I think I've heard enough, Gordon. You have disappointed me for the last time. You kept up this facade for what? To impress me? You've already disappointed me. It wouldn't be surprising if you weren't the true owner of this house, but to lie about it for almost a year and to mistreat Taylor so much has left a bad taste in my mouth. I can't even look at you. And with that, Mariana got up and left, all the while being chased down by a desperate Gordon, begging and pleading for his mother to stay so that they could talk things out. But she wasn't having it. She was completely done. Ricky, please, bro, I swear. I wasn't trying to. Shut up. I should punch you right now for wasting Mom's time, for wasting my time, and for wasting Taylor's time, effort, love, and energy. This woman was willing and able to endure your foolishness for so long, and you still wanted to treat her like garbage? You're crazy. Save it. Don't bother contacting us, at least for a long while. I've never seen Mom this upset. She'll definitely need some time. Ricky had also left. It was just me and him in the house. It was my turn to do the berating. You know the funny thing? You call me an ungrateful, spoiled brat, when the truth is, it's actually you who's the ungrateful one. You're pathetic, and the way that you act makes me sick. I'm glad that your mother and brother finally saw your true colors. And yeah, you might be a man, but you are not the head of this household. If you still want to stay here, you better start respecting me and pulling your weight. Otherwise, you can be the head of the household elsewhere, wherever you end up. Gordon was clearly distraught. In the blink of an eye, he managed to sully 3 important relationships. That's got to be a record or something. That'll teach him to mess with me. He shouldn't have taken my kindness for weakness.